This image is the frontispiece engraving to a book in German by Hermann Gravel, issued in 1750, whose title translates to The Fountain of Bernard Revealed. This refers to the famous fountain allegory ascribed to Bernard of Treviso, a supposed 15th century Italian alchemist. His fountain allegory seems to date from the 16th century. The emblem shows us a landscape in which is depicted a lake on which a little boat is sailing and a whale or dolphin is seen swimming. On the shore of the lake is a village, and we see various animals and birds. In all, a conventional picture of the everyday world. The foreground is an elaborate long bench or wall on which various alchemical apparatus are set up. On a cabinet set in the middle of this, we see Saturn lying down and holding a chain, which is bound to the foot of Mercury, who flies above, holding his caduceus. This is the idea in alchemy of fixing the volatile and volatilizing the fixed. On the left end of the wall, we see a crucible set on a fire. This is labelled Solve Coagula, while above is written Tinge. Below this we see Via Sicca, the dry way, or the alchemical process primarily conducted without a liquid phase. Below this is a short Latin phrase meaning open by the use of fire. On the next division of the wall, 3 flasks are standing, the leftmost being labelled body, the middle spirit, and the rightmost is the soul. Within each flask is a little downward pointing triangle. Below this is a German phrase saying, one in all in one. In the middle is a kind of cabinet, within which 3 funnels are set. These seem to send down drops onto 3 plates, and these then appear as little hexagrams or interlaced triangles. Below this is written, Minera Sophorum, the mine of the wise men. On the far right, we see a furnace, within which is a flask apparently set in a water bath. This furnace is labelled Via Humida, the wet path. Below is the short phrase Per ignem naturae, through or by means of the fire of nature. As with the crucible on the left and the dry way, immediately next to this furnace 3 flasks are standing on the wall. The leftmost being labelled body, the middle spirit, and the rightmost the soul. Within each flask is a little downward pointing triangle, and below this is a German phrase saying, one in all in one. Both these paths of alchemy, the dry and the wet way, lead to the fixing of the volatile and the central cabinet with the mine of the wise. There is also a clear threefold aspect being expressed through the symbolism. In the sky above, we first see the sun, moon and stars set within the sphere of the 4 winds. High above in the heavens are a series of geometric forms. These forms are in fact originally found as engravings in a book by von Velling on salt, sulphur and mercury, which was first printed in 1719 and again twice before the book in which our engraving was issued. The figure on the left is labelled The First Beginning of All Creatures. In the von Velling book, this composite symbol describes the first matter from which all substances were created. It is made up from the symbols of salt, sulphur and mercury. The figure on the right is the tohu vabohu, chaos and emptiness, described at great length in the von Velling book. The central figure has two circular parts. The upper circle is centered on a triangle that is formed out of the interweaving of three circles. These are set within a sphere of light which is labelled the revelation of the divine majesty in Jehovah Elohim. From the center of the triangle, we see the divine majesty sinking down into the Shamaim, or the sparkling or fiery water. This densifies further and forms a heaven of the fixed stars and the system of the spheres of the planets ruled by the sun, which we see in the lower circle of light, and it comes to its lowest point at the centre in creating the living universal Mercury of the wise. From this universal Mercury, all the metals can be made. The emanation of the cosmos out of the highest majesty of God is here seen as a kind of cosmic alchemy, which was paralleled by the alchemist in his little work with the two alchemical paths, as we saw in the crucible and furnace at the bottom of the emblem. The densification of the spirit of the divine majesty into the substance of the cosmos is also paralleled with our Saturn and Mercury figures fixing the volatile.